what you want, collector? So today we doing a little Q&A. I had y'all ask questions on my IG story. If you don't know my IG, it's right here. You can follow me on IG, Twitch too. I'm on Twitch right now. I'm streaming live. And that way you get to ask me questions live too, anytime I'm on stream. And also follow my TikTok too, Jayco Show on all plats. I'm saying, ask y'all questions, picked out a couple of them. So we about to hop right into it right now. First question from Draco Beats 1. Thought process while laying down drums, anything to think about, or you just lay down by ear? It's a good question right there. So for me, and if you see my process when I'm making beats, like if you watch my YouTube videos when I'm making beats, or if you want to stream, you watch and I'm making beats on stream. When it comes to the drums, first thing I always do is I turn on the metronome before I lay down anything. So I'm saying I turn on the metronome. And that just helps me catch the bounce. When there's no drums on the melody, like you only have the melody at first, I'm saying. So I just throw on the metronome, help me catch a bounce, and then I lay down my first element. Usually for me, I like starting out with the 808s because the 808, for one, that's just the type of beat I do. Then my sound, I don't really use snares like that, and if I do use snares, it's not really like a steady snare pattern. It's not the basic trap snare pattern. So I usually started with the drums, throw on the metronome with it, and I just lay down a basic 808 pattern usually at first, and then I sauce it up from there. That way I just have a strong foundation of a good bounce that's easy to catch a rhythm too. Because if you build in on something that's already confusing, doesn't really have a bounce, that isn't really catchy, then you building on a weak foundation. And all the perks, all the other shit you finna add on top of it is not gonna save it. So that's what I be doing. And also, if you peep when I'm making beats too, and I'm going through the beat, like if I'm picking through perk sounds, I'm playing it, y'all hear me on, especially on stream, I'd be like, oh, that was a happy accident. That's what I be calling it, happy accidents. And that's when I tap on a perk and it just works at the beat, like at the exact same time that the beat was playing, like it just sounded good. So I'll drag that perk in and I'll try to find exactly when I clicked it, so that way I can put it on that beat at that moment. So I'm saying I be calling that shit happy accidents. So that's another thing I be doing, and I just go with it. Ain't really much else to say. Like you really just gotta catch the flow, catch the bounce with it. Happy accidents. Yeah, that's how I just be coming up with my drums. Next question from Noah: better money in placements or content making? I mean, I can't really say because I ain't too much into that content shit. Which is kind of funny to say because that's damn near all I do. Not damn near all I do, but like you would think like I'm heavy into content because I post 2 times a day on TikTok, IG, YouTube Shorts, and I post daily, at least once a day on YouTube, stream every single day. So you would think that I'm heavily into content, but I'm still just getting this content thing going though. So I can't really speak too much about the content shit. But yeah, that placement money good though. Especially when you've been doing this for a little minute. I'm about to touch 2 years since the first time I ever touched making a beat. I'm about to touch 2 years, but from when you've been doing it and when you've been getting placements for a little minute, it almost, I ain't gonna say it becomes like a stable income, but like you start getting shit you made a year ago, you start getting that shit placed today and start getting the money for that today. So that's kind of how the placement shit works. I was just talking to my mentor about that shit. He was asking me, like, shit you made a year ago, a couple months ago, that shit will start getting paid now, so that shit will start dropping now. So, and it's good money when that shit do hit, when that shit finally hits. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know that placement shit, that's one thing. You can't really rely on that just because it's so unpredictable. And it be taking too goddamn long for real. But when that shit finally do hit though, it be good money. But that also depends on what artist you got the placement with, what label they're part of, all that. A lot of different factors that it depend on. Next question from my nigga Prod KC, and he be in the chat too. I don't know if he in the chat right now, but he usually be in the chat. He said, what would you been doing right now if you didn't start making beats? Right now, I'd be getting my master's in biomedical engineering. No bet. So I'd be studying. I'd probably right now, I'd probably be studying for an exam or studying for a quiz or test or something. Shit, just doing something with biomedical engineering. Because that's what I was going to school for before I dropped out. Because I got signed. I came out to Houston doing biomedical engineering. I had already got my bachelor's back home in Rhode Island in biomedical engineering. Came down to Houston to do my master's in biomedical engineering. Then I got signed and I dropped out and went full time in music. Next question from my nigga Kid in chat right now. Is it a constant income as long as people bumping the song from royalties? Yeah. Royalty money can be a constant income if niggas is constantly bumping that song in the form of royalties. That can be constant income. But like I said, I haven't been in the industry long enough to really see how constant and how stable royalty money is. So far, it's been good. I've been getting good checks from it. I feel like there'll come a point where like the song has to die eventually. So I don't know how long that shit'll last. Certain songs, probably certain songs last longer than others. Naturally, when the song is hot though, royalty money be coming in clutch. That shit be coming in. For me, and it be good money. If it's a big song, it be good money. I got one more question. From my nigga 1Love5. What to do as a beginner producer? Make beats. I'm saying, what to do as a beginner producer? I think make beats. I'm saying. I laugh at that because I was literally just talking to somebody in my exclusive community about this shit today too, and he was saying how he be looking at all these information from all these different producers and all this info on the internet. He doesn't know what to do because he's finding contradictory information and all of that, and there's just so much, and he doesn't know where to start, what to do, all of that. So I'm saying, and I told him, bro, that's a clear sign of analysis paralysis. So I'm saying, at the end of the day, niggas really know what they need to be doing. Like at the end of the day, you really know. You already know what you need to be doing. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give y'all perspective outside of music, just so you can really see how, at the end of the day, niggas know what they need to be doing. So let's say you want to get fit. Say you're fat right now and you want to get fit. You don't need to be watching 100 million YouTube videos. You don't need to be reading every single blog and every single post and learning all the information you can get. You know what I'm saying? You already know what you need to do. If you're fat, you would think like, okay, I probably should stop eating junk food. I probably should start working out. I should probably start burning fat by running at least, or sweating, doing something that'll make me sweat. I probably should stop drinking soda. Like at the end of the day, you already know what you be doing. It's just motherfuckers be getting caught up with researching and doing all this learning. And don't get me wrong, learning is great. I'm saying you need to be learning. Always need to be having the growth mindset. Always need to be learning. But it comes to a point, it becomes dangerous when you love the learning more than the action. Don't let that shit go over your head. You love the learning more than the action. There's a study that it gives you the same amount of dopamine if you talking about doing the action and then you actually achieving the action, the desired result. So you talking about being skinny and what you finna do to become skinny gives you the same dopamine as when you actually become skinny. So I'm saying, so that's why a lot of motherfuckers get caught up with learning, like, oh, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this. And also another thing too is motherfuckers be getting caught up with trying to have the perfect approach before they start something, have the perfect amount of knowledge before they start something, before they hop into it. I got to know everything about it before I can actually do it. No, backwards and wrong. For one, and I always say this, the best time to start was yesterday. Not only do I say that, I also say if you finna start, if you waiting for the perfect moment before you start something, your ass finna be waiting forever. Just really that, your ass is finna be waiting forever. If you waiting for the perfect time to start something, you finna be waiting forever. It's never gonna feel like the perfect time when you start something new. It's never gonna feel like the perfect time. But the thing is though, once you start something, every time after that is easier. Because now you have a little bit of experience. I'm saying you can always say like, okay, at least I've done this before. I'm saying at least it's in my first time. The first time is always gonna be the hardest time. Everything after that is easier, and then easier and easier the more you do it. That's what I gotta say about that. I answered the question, but I also gave a whole lot of other game too. So what you do as a beginner producer? Yeah, nigga, just make beats. That's what I'm saying. Make beats. There's more to it, of course. So make beats and post your beats. Don't just make beats just to make beats and then have them sit on your hard drive. You put that shit out. You making content around that shit. Put that shit out on YouTube. Feel me? Have your beats work for you while you sleep.
Black underscore men underscore over two just followed.
Network. Oh, bro, I used to stay on genius.com Like when a new album dropped in my niche, I would go on that album and I would go down to all the producers that were on that album, and I was reaching out to them. I was finding their ass, and I was trying to lock in with them. So make sure you networking. When it comes to producing, dog, it's like 80% networking, 20% music. Yeah, network. So yeah, I think I just gave you like three. Can we make beats, post some bitches, network? I mean, that's what I'd say to do as a beginner producer. You finna be on the right path. Feel like you just doing them three things, you already about to be like 90% ahead of a lot of producers. Because a lot of producers make beats and they think that they have to have the hardest beat in the world for them to blow up. Bro, niggas is not finna find you. There's hella talented producers. There's the most talented producers out there who ain't got no motion, who nobody knows, because they just keep their beats on their hard drive. They're not posting their shit, or they're not posting consistently. They're not networking. You feel me? They not doing content around their shit. You feel me? So just make sure you getting your shit out there too. Make sure you getting your shit out there. Get your reps in too. Get your reps. You need to be getting your reps in, because that's just gonna make shit easier for you down the road. And you also want to be the master at your sound, at your niche. And the way to be the master at it is just get a whole lot of reps. Let's say, I don't know how many beats I've made at this point, but let's say I'm at 5,000 beats. You think my beats was as good as they are right now at 5,000 beats as they was when I only had 100 beats out, 100 reps? And do you think my beats right now at 5,000 beats is gonna be the same level as they is when I took 10,000 beats made? No, it's probably gonna be better at 10,000 beats. And that just all comes with reps. Like at the end of the day, there isn't no tips and tricks. There isn't no shortcuts around it. Feel me? Make a beat and do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again. There ain't no tips and tricks, shortcuts around getting your reps in. You gotta get the reps in. And you feel me? You can't get around that. Get your reps in. Get your reps in, and then progress and improvement's gonna come. That's one thing about consistency, and that's why you always hear niggas talk about consistency and why it's such a big thing. It's such a big thing because consistency forces improvement. Don't let that shit go over your head. Consistency forces improvement, chat. Forces improvement. Just make sure you're being consistent with what you're doing. All aspects. Not even just making beats, but all aspects. Make sure you're being consistent. What's the meaning behind the Jayco name? The meaning behind it has to do with my mom's original last name. So I'm saying my mom had changed her last name back to her original last name. And I wanted to change because of, you feel me, abuse that she faced with my pops and shit like that. So I'm saying, so she wanted to get rid of his last name, change it to her original last name. So she changed her last name. I wanted to change my last name with her. So I'm saying, because I'm raised by my single mom. I seen all her struggles. I seen what she been through, all that. So I wanted to change my last name too. Long story short, I wasn't able to change my last name from some family shit. So I'm saying I wasn't able to change my last name, but I still wanted to be able to be recognized and be called something without having to legally change my last name. So I sauced up my mom's original last name and I got Jayco from it, like just randomly. I was just thinking like, how can I sauce up this last name to kind of like give myself a little nickname? And then I got Jayco from it. Then I just started calling myself Jayco, and that's way before I even started producing. You know what I'm saying? Way before I even started producing. So when I started producing, it was like a no-brainer. I'm just calling myself Jayco. Like I already consider myself, my nickname to be Jayco. So I'm gonna just call myself Jayco. Most of the time you need to be reminded rather than taught. Exactly. Don't let that shit go over your head. And that's not even just, like, look it up. That's a fact. So I'm saying, like, that's a real thing. That's not even just me just talking. Like, if you don't believe me, if you don't believe Jayco, so I'm saying, look it up. Like, that's just a real thing. You need to be reminded more than you need to be taught. I'm telling you, because like I said, at the end of the day, niggas know what they need to be doing for anything. Damn near anything, unless you're talking about motherfucking quantum physics or how to get to the moon or some shit. So I'm saying, but other than that though, niggas know what they need to be doing for the most part. So you need to be reminded way more than you need to be taught. Did you post beats? You wasn't sure it was good? I got that. It has to be perfect mindset, but like you just said about paralysis. Hey, yeah. Well, bro, I was posting shit that I didn't think was good. I tell y'all this story all the time. There's this one specific beat that I hated, you know what I'm saying? I was listening to that shit back. I was getting a pack ready to send out to Chucky. I hated this beat. I did not want to send this beat, but I was like, man, fuck it. Let me just slip this shit in the pack. You know what I'm saying? And then Chuck, that shit ended up getting a placement with Chucky. Not only did it get a placement with Chucky, I remember he had leaked that shit on the IG Live, and I was on the IG Live watching that shit. I was looking at all the comments and everybody saying how hard this shit is, how hard this shit. He need to drop, he need to drop, he need to drop. I'm saying the whole time though, I hated that beat. I mean, to this day, I still do kind of hate this beat. I ain't gonna back. I still kind of think that shit ass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and that's not even the first time. There's a lot of beats that I didn't like, still put it out, and the bitches ended up getting the placement. The beats ended up blowing up or something. You know what I'm saying? So don't sleep on the beats that you don't fuck with. At the end of the day, you're not making beats for you. Let's be honest, we're making beats for rappers. So I'm saying, if you making beats for you, ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Like, just keep on doing that as a hobby. Don't expect to get no money out of this shit if you're making beats for you. So I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, your beat is a product. If you're trying to be in the industry, you need to be treating your beat like a product. You need to be treating your work like a business. You know what I'm saying, you need to be having a business mindset around this shit. If you don't have a business mindset, you're just doing this shit for fun, you're doing this shit just to make beats for yourself, like I said, that's perfectly fine. Keep on doing this as a hobby. But if you're trying to be a well-known name and be in the industry and get paid for your work, you treat your shit like a product. Give the market what they want. You know what I'm saying? You need to get out of yourself. Get outside of yourself. Because if I was just doing this shit for myself, then I wouldn't have put them beats out. I'm saying, but I let the market judge my shit. Got another question for my nigga True. Can you go in depth of what networking is for you? Yeah. So networking for me is, like I said, I gave y'all the Genius method. Go back. I used to live on Genius. Anytime an album dropped in my niche, for me, I'm on that. I'm going through the list of all the producers that was on that album, and I'm trying to work with them. The other thing I was doing was I was going through the tagged on rappers in my niche. I'd go to the rapper, like say Skrilla. I'd go to his tagged, and then I would go through his tagged and see what rappers is posting shit. Cause a lot of time rappers that rap like Skrilla, they gon' post in his tag section and tag Skrilla. You know what I'm saying? So I'm networking with rappers that rap in my niche. Networking also with producers too who make my type of beats. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way I was networking. And then just focusing on my sound and just being consistent with posting and uploading, like doing those two things, like being consistent and always posting, always getting my content out there. That's a way for me to get niggas to network with me. You know what I'm saying? Rather than me having to always go out and find niggas. Niggas is coming to me just off of me putting my shit out there. So I'm saying that's the beauty of posting content. Because once that shit out there, it doesn't work for you. So I'm saying when niggas find it, then they want to reach out to you. I'm saying, and then that's how y'all lock in some other shit. So that's what networking is for me. It's not always just you going out and trying to find niggas. At the end of the day, and what I feel like is the best way to network is to put content out and have the right niggas come to you. That should make shit 100 times easier. Because these is, in the business world, this is what we call warm leads. You know what I'm saying? That's warm leads because they saw your shit and they took it upon themselves to reach out to you. So that means that they are more likely to want to work with you. You know what I'm saying? If they reaching out to you, you know what I'm saying, they definitely want to work with you. Not definitely want to work with you, but they more likely want to work with you rather than you cold calling. There's another business term, cold calling, which is you just reaching out to somebody who doesn't know you, has never heard about you, who doesn't know anything about you. You're just randomly reaching out to them in hopes of them work with you. Cold calling isn't bad. That's, you kind of got to do that, especially at the start when you don't got no leverage, nobody knows your name, none of that. But it's always better to have warm leads though, as opposed to cold calling. Both are needed though, especially in the beginning. You got to get both in. All right, but I think that's it.